It's Madden NFL 23 on EA Sports, and we'll be watching Terry McLaurin. He's putting together one of the better seasons in league history. It's the Commanders and the Giants, coming up next.
It's the National Football League presented by EA Sports. Today, the curtain falls on the regular season. We've got a good one in store between the New York Giants and the Washington Commanders. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we look at this Washington team as they interplay here. It's been a good season for them so far. They're just looking to keep that momentum going forward.
They like their record. Now they want to increase it. A win here could really get the momentum going in the right direction.
On the other side of the field for the visiting Giants, they come in riding high. Just one loss in their last 7 games.
It's a very focused team, very disciplined. They've kept the penalties to a minimum, and they're winning football games.
Two teams more than ready to get this one started. And off we go on EA Sports. And no run back on the opening kickoff. It'll come out to the 25. So here are the Giants ready to start their initial drive of the game. Commanding the offense will be Lamar Jackson, the electric quarterback out of the University of Louisville.
His game last week reminded me of the old song, accentuate the positive. That's about all he did, right?
Yeah.
3 touchdown passes, over 300 yards in the air. Receivers.
Jackson, first play, going to throw. That's caught by Gabriel Davis. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. A good start. 1 play, 10 yards.
Even against double coverage, he found enough of an opening for a noticeable gain. 2 guys on him, yet he finds a way to uncover downfield for the completion.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Here's Jackson. He gets this one to Johnson. And he'll go out of bounds, it looks like right at the 40. To throw again on 2nd down. Jackson. This one caught by Davis. And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48.
That was a fun one to watch right there. A nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really good pickup.
From Commanders territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. They'll run for the first time with Saquon Barkley. And this will leave them a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down. Well, this defense for the Commanders, they played extremely well last week in the win over Atlanta.
And one of the key things you always look for when you're evaluating a defense is how opportunistic are they? How many takeaways do they get per game? And how about last week's game? That number, 6. Absolutely phenomenal performance. They were on top of their game right from the first snap.
3rd catch for him on this drive alone. They'll give him the 1st down. Really a solid start here in the opening drive, Charles. He's now 4-4, and they're already in plus territory.
Brandon, he's been so precise to start this game, like we're watching an operation taking place right now. Master surgeon at work.
Jackson on 1st down. Here's Johnson with a reception. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. Another nice gain, 16 yards there and a first down again.
A lot of precision being shown on this opening drive. They've been methodical, they've been crisp, and as a reward, they're going to be set up with an early 1st and goal.
First and goal, a chance for an early statement here on the road. They'll try and run for it with Barkley. And he'll be stopped about a yard shy of the goal line after a pickup of about 3. On 2nd and goal, Jackson. And that is caught. He's got it for a Giant touchdown. Michael Pittman with touchdown number 12 on the year. And the Giants are on the board first here this afternoon. Well, that's just how they drew it up, CD. His first read was there, got it to him quickly, and into the end zone.
Absolutely excellent execution by all involved. And the coordinator, got to give him credit, found the perfect play call. Quarterback let it fly as soon as the target came free, and his guy made a nice catch. Just how you draw it up in practice and then execute it in the game.
Hardman will elect not to bring this out, and the football will be on the 25-yard line. So here are the Commanders making their way out. They'll be led out by the former number 3 overall pick back in 2021. It's Trey Lance.
And he just continues to throw touchdown pass after touchdown pass, leading the league here down the final stretch of the year. Guys will say that the numbers and rankings, they don't matter to him very much. But I don't know how much I actually believe that. Sure, he's team first, but I think everyone would like to see him finish number 1, including himself.
Now a first carry here for Robinson. And he'll get this up just shy of the 30. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30. And Lance now to throw. Right side to Williams. 70th catch for him on the year, and like so many others, this goes for a first down. We'll see what kind of mindset they have here offensively after giving up the touchdown on the opening drive.
And based on our time with them, prior to this game, I feel like they've got a good mindset going in. In fact, the discussion that we had with the coaching staff was, we may give up some points in this game, so our offense has to be ready each and every time to either equal or try and get us ahead and try and keep us ahead. This is their chance to respond to that first touchdown given up.
A gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 9.
On 2nd and 9, Lance throws out left. It's caught by Williams. And they're going to get this up to midfield.
A gain of 12 yards. That's good for a Washington Commanders. 1st and 10 at the 50-yard line.
They run. Robinson. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
We knew both of these safeties were good in run support, but how about the play we just saw there? How about that closing speed? Able to get to the outside part of the field and turn that play into a loss.
So the first down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12. Throwing now is Lance. This is caught by Williams. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line.
That's a gain of 7. Brings up 3rd and 5.
Working from the gun, Lance. Finding Williams once more, complete. And he's going to have a Commanders first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Well, they're not hiding who their central focus is on offense. Charles, he already now has 4 receptions here on this opening drive.
And I know people who are watching the game are thinking, did they forget about him in the defensive game plan? But it's actually been the opposite. They're giving him a lot of attention, but he's been very creative and savvy in his route running and finding seams and openings in order to create these completions.
And he'll get it inside the 35. 2nd and 7, operating from the 34. Here's Lance. Slings this deep for McLaurin. And it's knocked away and incomplete. So third down now. They need the 27-yard line for a first. To throw, it's Lance. That's complete. Terry McLaurin with it. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. And that's good for a gain of 6. And that's going to bring up the fourth down.
Tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game. But it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. Third down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go and make the tackle right away.
Lance to throw for it on fourth down. This one complete to Mecole Hardman. And he is going to have a Washington first down. They didn't get a lot, but they do convert on fourth. It'll be a pickup of 4. Good for a Commanders first down. Now, these two teams, you might recall, met back in mid-season, week 8 to be exact. And it was the Commanders who picked up the road victory, so they'll be fighting for the season sweep in this one. Straight ahead, it's Robinson. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's second down.
He's brought down at the 20-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup. Second and 6.
To throw on second and 6. Lance. And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line. From down at the 12, it's first and 10.
That's another Washington Commanders
Now Lance.
first down.
It's complete to Williams. And this play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back to the 15. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's second down.
They threw the screen to the perimeter, but to no benefit at all. Tackled behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of yardage.
A small bit of adversity here on what's been a strong drive as they come up second and 12. Back to the ground with Robinson. A tough run gets him just inside the 10 to the 9, but no further.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up third and 7.
Throwing his Lance on third down. He's got it. Touchdown, Commanders. Jameson Williams, a 9-yard touchdown grab. And the Commanders respond to that opening drive touchdown with one of their own. A nice connection there, finding his target, and that'll put 6 up on the board.
Just like they drew it up in their playbook and reiterated it on the sidelines, right? Perfect route, a good throw, and the defense, they had no answer for that right there.
Extra point right down the middle, and we are tied at 7. And what a drive that was. 16 plays all told. And it was Jameson Williams wrapping things up with a touchdown. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. So the Giants getting the football back here for their second drive. So both of these teams, Charles, coming off touchdowns now, but this offense, they just had to stand on the sideline, watch their opponent author a really impressive drive to reach the end zone.
Yeah, and I think you're not telling yourself the truth if you don't think there's some one-upsmanship going on right now, because they just had their touchdown answered by a drive of double-digit plays that also found the end zone. Now they want to do something even more impressive to answer that one.
And Davis has it over the middle. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's a gain of 13 for number 13, and it gives him a first down.
Someone sharp in this game. I mean, a touchdown pass on the first drive and comes right back, and he's flinging it around really well here.
Really nice throw there to pick up the first down. You kind of just feel a laser focus and confidence about him, and I think we saw that this week, didn't we? Talking to him and the coaches, they felt good about his performance coming up.
Yeah, I was really impressed with that last practice we saw when they went through 2-minute drill, when they went through all the different situations. Ball hardly hit the ground. And I thought, yeah, he might be locked in for this one.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. After an incomplete pass on second down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Now it's Jackson. Open target here, Darius Slayton. And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 41-yard line. A nice pickup of 17 yards.
I know this may be jumping the gun a little bit, but 7-7, they're flinging it around like crazy. Look at the drive that's going on here. Partner, we may have to start thinking about one of these defenses just holding someone to a field goal and maybe trying to get an advantage that way.
They'll throw on first down with Jackson. And the catch made by Johnson. And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line. Throwing again on second down. Jackson. And his throw's going to be incomplete. This will be the 8th play of the drive here. 3rd and 4. Jackson will throw again. Got a man, Slayton. And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 25-yard line. Give them 10 yards there as this offense is on a roll. This drive continues to plunge forward. Had the offense humming on the first drive. Not much has changed here on drive number 2.
No, and I think a lot of times confidence just really kicks in for a team. They may have been confident going into the game, but once you prove it on a drive, it's hard to get out of that mindset, isn't it? And look, let's face it, we can always lock in on the skill position, guys. But those big fellas up front, they're really making this offense go early in the game.
A first down carry for Barkley. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up. To throw on 2nd and 6. Jackson. And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down. On 3rd down, Jackson. Forced out to his left. And he is going to go down. They sack him on the final play of the first quarter. 7-7, our score after 1. Giant football, and we're ready to begin the second quarter. Gonzalez's kick is good, and they take the lead here now at 10-7. So that, Charles, a season long right there.
And you know who's really excited about that? The special teams coordinator, because he's the one who has to tell the head coach in pregame, this is where we trust him from. This distance, he can hit it, and he repaid that trust by knocking that one right through.
And Hardman going to go ahead and sit on this one as it'll come out to the 25. Now Washington going to retake the field for drive number 2. For this offense, Charles, remember the last time they were out here, marched it nearly the full length of the football field, and a lot of the attack went through the air, so now they're seeing if they can duplicate that performance.
Okay, if I show my age a little bit, partner, because I can hear my high school coach, John Ford. I can hear his voice in my head. Laddie, when you put the ball in the air, 3 things can happen, and 2 of them are bad. But the way the game's being played now, this is just part of what they do, so I don't think they should change anything at all. They've been dominant. Keep throwing it around.
That's a gain of 4. Brings up 3rd and 5.
From the gun on 3rd down, Lance. And he finds McLaurin. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A pickup of 27. And they pick up the first down in the process.
And another thing that makes the comeback route really effective is that oftentimes after you've made the initial move, receivers breaking away from the defensive back, and that makes it a really tough play to defend. A nice chunk of yardage picked up there.
So the drive takes him into Giants territory now, 1st and 10 at the 43. And he's able to carve out about 6 there, down to the 37.
He's brought down at the 37-yard line.
On 2nd down and 4, Lance. And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line. So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
7-yard gain. That's good.
Lance looking to throw it.
First down.
That's out to the flat for Gibson. No gain, and it's 2nd down.
To Antonio Gibson. He's forced out of bounds behind the line of scrimmage.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Lance. He's got it to Williams. And he's brought down here just outside of the 20.
Complete to Jamison Williams.
So, CD, here we are. You look at how well this offense has played all year, 16-0. Now, in most years, they'd be at home right now enjoying time off for their perfect season, getting ready for the postseason. But this is the decade of the 2020s, so that means 17 games are what's needed to get through a perfect season. Would a win here make them an all-timer for you?
It would. It absolutely would. And I realize we're not comparing apples to apples because of the length of regular seasons. But if you think back to the 1972 Dolphins, they were 14-0 in the regular season. 3 wins made them a Super Bowl champion, so they were 17-0 total. Imagine getting through 17 now and then continuing on and winning the Super Bowl. They're an all-timer team already for me.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Middle of the field, he's got McLaurin. 3 receivers head out right, 1 to the left on 2nd and 3.
A 7-yard pickup. Brings up 2nd and
Lance going to throw.
at the 9-yard line.
And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up 3rd down.
3 yards to go.
Again, it's Lance. Able to connect with Dotson. And the Commanders are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
Well, we use the term pitch and catch a lot to denote an easy completion. We just saw one right there on 3rd and 3 to pick up the 1st down.
Why are those so tough to defend? Just because they hit so quickly?
Yeah, it's all about timing and confidence. Quarterback sees it, rips it, there you go.
Robinson is in. Touchdown, Washington. He had the option to hand that football off. I think it's safe to say that he made the right decision. That was a heck of a run.
It certainly was, and when you mentioned the option, most people think the quarterback's not going to keep the ball. You know, in the NFL, that's usually not the recipe for being around too long. So when you do keep it, it often surprises the heck out of a defense.
Now they'll line up to kick the extra point. And that makes it 14-10. So that drive, 12 plays in length. And it was capped off by the touchdown run for Brian Robinson. Kick team out there for the Commanders as they send this one away. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. And New York set to take the field. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. On 2nd and 9. Jackson looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Johnson. The Giants on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. They're looking at 3rd in the nose of the football. They'll try to run for it with Barkley. And he will have a 1st down as they get him to the ground at the 37.
And we tend to give those running backs or slashers a lot of credit, but how about guys who are maulers? Because that's who you want in short yardage situations. And we just saw that occur right there, didn't we?
Vertical, downhill running. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Here's Jackson. That's brought in by Davis over the middle. And this will be good for a pickup of 9 to the 46. To throw again on 2nd down. Jackson. He rifles one that's intercepted. And the Commanders are going to take possession of the football. A few things better than a big man interception. You can always tell right when they get the football, there's that level of excitement and nervousness, and also like, what the heck do I do with this thing?
And you say, no better sight? Well, not for the quarterback to just throw it. It's bad enough to throw a pick, but to throw one to the big guy, But you're right about that. Now what do I do with it? But what's fun about it is you know they're going to be in the film room after this ball game telling all their teammates, maybe I should shift over to offense. I've got skills. What do you think?
Absolutely. I always find myself cheering for them after they intercept it. Unfortunately here, he couldn't make it into the end zone. From the 39, Lance looking for McLaurin, and he's got him. And he's going to be taken down at about the 33. They'll run here with Robinson. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down. Second down and a run by Robinson. And still about 3 yards shy of a first as the 4-yard pickup brings it to third down. Here's Lance to throw it. Got an open man, finds Gibson. And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line.
And they'll use him out of the backfield, and sometimes quite a bit. They're just trying to get him touches any way they can. 4 catches a week ago, there's another one right there.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Throw over the middle, he finds Williams. This is a 2nd and 4, ball at the 9.
A 6-yard pickup brings up second.
Lance now to throw. This will be hammering for the goal line. He loses the football. And the Giants have it. It's picked up. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. There are 2 words that we hear coaches say all of the time. One starts with a B, one starts with an S, ball security.
And they preach it. They have it up in meeting rooms, right? You see the signs. They talk about it all the time. But still, when you've got defenders out there who are preaching, hey, we're going to take the ball away from you, no matter what position you play, you've got to take care of the rock.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Here's a 2nd and 7 now from their own 7. Up the middle with Barkley. Able to slither by. And he's going to take this up past the 10 to about the 11. This offense on 3rd down today, they've been good. 3 for 4 thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3. Pass is caught by Wan'Dale Robinson. And he will have a Giants first down, and he was able to get it by plenty. A gain of 8 on 3rd and 3.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
Now whistles here and a flag down. I think a Giant jumped early. Now they nabbed the rookie there for the 5-yard penalty.
So much going through his head. You know it just has to be, right? All of his assignments and realizing every game he plays, one of the better players in the league will be opposite him.
Now Jackson. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down. Jackson. That is caught. Michael Pittman with it. Pick up a 15 yards there. And that's going to make it 3rd down and less than a yard. Jackson now. He gets this one to Johnson. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. They call his number again. It's his 6th catch and a first down.
First down, Giants.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. A reminder reminder, coming up in a couple of minutes' time, we'll pay a visit to Jonathan Coachman, the coach in our EA Sports studios. They'll have a look back at the next-gen stats from this first half of action. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line. And that is caught. It's Davis. And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down. That is catch number 300 now for his NFL career. And Jackson throwing once more. And this is caught at the 8. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. That's back-to-back plays of over 20 yards.
Boy, this is a well-orchestrated drive they've put together. You think back to how far they were backed up to start things out, but they've gone on a march since then. And now after that completion there, they've got a first and goal.
So it's first and goal and a great opportunity to get that lead back before the break. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. Well, the offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted. Line of scrimmage, again the 4-yard line. Second and goal. Again, Jackson to the goal line, but it's incomplete. Big play coming here. It's third and goal. To throw is Jackson. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. So it's been a long drive. They've held the ball for quite a while. Now what do you do here?
Well, to me, at this stage, after this drive, this close to the goal line, 3 points would be a letdown. I'm going for it here.
Gonzalez's kick is good. And the lead is down to 1 now at 14-13. So a long drive gets them down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. The Commanders back out late in this first half. And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they've got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting to try and add to your lead, but a mistake there, that can change things in a big way. I say go ahead, take the knee, get on out for the half.
And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Lance. Across the formation, Hardman gets the completion. Now another timeout called for by the offense as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. 2nd and 8 coming up. Here's Lance. Well, this is caught by Williams. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and it makes it 3rd down and 2 yards to go.
That's a gain of 6. Makes it 3rd.
Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. And 5 in the secondary now for the Giants on 3rd down. Now Lance. And Ingram holds it in. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45.
It's a gain of 11.
A final shot before half for Lance. Catch is made by Hardman. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. So we've reached halftime here in our nation's capital with the Commanders on top. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. It's all down to this. Week 18 of the NFL regular season. Lots to be decided, so let's get right to it. We'll start with 2 teams who know each other awfully well. An NFC East matchup between Philadelphia and Dallas. And it's the Cowboys on top as they play the second quarter. 2 touchdown passes there for Dak Prescott. From there, we head up to Kansas City to check on the Chiefs at Arrowhead. And at this point, they trail the visiting Atlanta Falcons. Russell Gage, a touchdown reception. Lastly, let's get to the Windy City. See what's happening with the Bears at home at Soldier Field. And this one going the visitors' way as the Texans have the lead in that one. John Mechie, a touchdown reception. With that, let's get a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for the Giants. And it's been the passing game that's been the story. They have feasted on this secondary to the tune of 200-plus yards already through 2 quarters. Meanwhile, for Washington, they too were able to take advantage of a soft secondary as both of these 2 teams really threw the ball at will in that first half.
Okay, Coach, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this third quarter in what's been a tight contest so far. And no run back here as the third quarter will commence with a touchback. Here come the Commanders for the first possession of the third quarter. And Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more, because I thought in the first half they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it, but I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities, and I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. Again, it's Robinson. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup, and that's all they needed to move the sticks.
2nd and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. I bet the offensive lineman said, are you kidding? We just get on our backs, and let's go get the first down. They love being physical.
On 1st and 10, it's Robinson. And he's across the 40, 3 extra yards to the 43. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. And now they'll throw with Lance. Eluding the pressure right. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down. Robinson will try to pick it up. And he's got a first down as he's up to the 48. 57 yards on the ground for him now as he's done that on 15 carries. Another good run there for a guy who, remember, on Wednesday was named NFC Offensive Player of the Week for what he did a week ago.
Yeah, and you know it takes some solid runs and some extra special ones in order to win that type of an award. I think he's locked in and wants to get it done a second time.
Two first downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10. Back to Robinson now on 1st down. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. From just shy of midfield, Lance. That's complete to his receiver, McLaurin. Room here to run. Touchdown, Washington. Terry McLaurin, his 21st touchdown of the season. And they are able to add on to their advantage. And boy, CD, it's one thing to watch a great run, but when it's a great run with broken contact, it's like a cherry on top. That was a nice play.
Yeah, and that's a run born out of ferociousness. He took on that initial contact, and in his mind just screamed, out of my way, and kept right on going and wound up turning it into a big play.
And the numbers on the next-gen stats tells us the story. He tacked on better than 40 yards after that initial contact. Point after, right down the middle, and the lead is up to 8. Washington kick team back out there now as they will send this one away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. Here's the Giants offense now getting set to start the third quarter. They'll start out on the ground. It's Saquon Barkley. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28. Line of scrimmage, the 28 now as they come up on second and a couple. Now it's Jackson. And this is going to be incomplete.
Well, they certainly did a nice job there picking him up out of the backfield and then running stride for stride with it. That's good coverage, and it led to an incompletion.
After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. Running left, it's Barkley. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 10 yards, good for a Giant first down.
First downs have not come easy, and neither have runs like this throughout this game.
Absolutely not. He finally felt like, whoa, a sigh of relief. We got something going in the running game. So a solid run by Saquon Barkley, and another 1st and 10 here. Throwing is Jackson. Has this complete to Daniel Bellinger. It'll be a gain of 5, and it'll be 2nd down.
And there's a completion to the tight end, and look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. That's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
Jackson's throw complete there to Johnson. And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 35. A gain there of 21 yards. Well, that tight end position, it just seems to continue to evolve every year in the NFL.
Yeah, you're getting really terrific athletes. A lot of them maybe were wide receivers at one point. They continue to give you speed, great hands, and big bodies, which make them excellent targets for quarterbacks.
They go back to the ground now with Barkley. And he sidestepped one man, but reinforcements come to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. Throwing on 2nd down, Jackson. And that is knocked away in the middle of the field and incomplete. Here comes the 8th play of the drive, and they need a full 10 yards on 3rd down. Now it's Jackson. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Cole Holcomb. He's at the 30. 10, 5. And he will bring this one back. It is a pick 6 for a Washington touchdown. Well, Charles, just some visibly frustrated players and coaches on that sideline right now because those halftime adjustments didn't work. The turnover problems continuing here in the second half, and the defense now sitting pretty comfortably as a result of that pick 6.
I think that's a great observation too, Brandon, because they did make adjustments at halftime. But how about this other group staying a step ahead despite whatever happened in that other locker room? No surprise they're leading, and it's appropriate that those defenders got to add to the lead directly.
Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead is up to 15 now. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one. The possession switching back to the New York Giants. And remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick 6, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick 6 and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
Now Jackson. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up 3rd down. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. He could not get away that time, and it'll be a loss of 11 on 3rd down.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw up a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
And here's Gillen on now to punt as he gets this one away. And taken at the 46. 43 yards on the punt, 7-yard return. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here.
And as the offense begins another drive here, pretty simple, Charles. They want to carbon copy what happened the last time out when they ended their drive in the end zone.
You're right about that, partner. Sounds pretty simple, doesn't it? Just score again, but we know it's not that simple because we don't just make adjustments at halftime. If you're a good football team, you spend that time on the sideline, you study what's on the notes and the tablets, and you make those adjustments, prevent a repeat of the last drive. Series to series, the best teams, that's how they get it done.
And we'll find out here soon enough whether those adjustments are enough defensively.
As a passer, you're always trying to find that open window to throw the ball downfield. How about this one? Right in the middle of the field, right in the heart of a defense.
Handoff now to Robinson. And some strong running there as he's down just shy of the 20 on the edge of the red zone. 73 yards for him on the ground now on 18 carries.
A lot of running backs, a little bit of a disadvantage when you start talking MVP. Might not be the case this year. You think he's got a shot, don't you?
I do. I think he's got more than a shot. But what he's going to need here down the stretch this late in the season, he needs that big closing game, that game that we're all going to reflect on and go, oh, my goodness, did he put up a number, let's say 200 plus?
They'll run again here with Robinson. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
On 2nd and 1, Lance.
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted.
Picked off by David Long.
And the Giants are going to take possession of the football.
Intercepted by the Giants. They'll take over.
Well, that's the danger of throwing the ball to that part of the field, because if it does get picked off, as we just saw there, they can run a long way. They're actually fortunate they didn't give up a touchdown in addition.
Here's the Giant offense now making their way back out onto the field.
And they'll start with great field position, trying to get back into this one. It's 1st and 10 here.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. After the interception, here's Jackson.
A throw for Pittman is intercepted. And the Giants are going to get this back to their own 34-yard line.
Pass interference. Defense.
After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. Play action. Now Jackson.
That's to Davis. He's got it. Touchdown, New York. Gabriel Davis.
26 yards.
And the Giants are able to make some inroads here to that deficit.
Well, you know, you can't get all the points back at once, but baby steps a good start.
A start that was sorely needed, because this team looked like they might be out of this one, but getting a touchdown, getting back into it, gives them hope as they move forward.
Gonzalez now to add the extra point. And this one's back to an 8-point game. A nice, tidy little drive there, getting the ball in excellent field position, and only one play to score it. Now after the touchdown, here's Gonzalez on to kick it away.
Fields it right around the goal line. And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line.
A look at Washington as they come onto the field.
As this offense takes the field against CD, remember last drive they were moving the football, but then they threw that costly interception, so we'll see if they can right the ship here on this drive.
And doesn't that just sum up football? We see it all the time, don't we? The defense goes from losing the battle to making a huge play and stealing the momentum. So you know they're riding high right now, and they're ready to challenge this offense and that quarterback one more time.
And we'll see if the offense is up for that challenge here as things start to get more interesting here in this second half. Now, a quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
So the failure to connect on second down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8.
Lance looking to throw it.
He's got his man. That's Hardman. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. And a big 32-yard play on third.
We have seen big plays from both quarterbacks throughout this game, and there's another one right there. Going back and forth, almost like two excellent guitar soloists trying to top each other with each additional play.
So the big play moves them all the way across midfield. It's 1st and 10 from the 45.
Robinson up the middle.
Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it.
And Lance now to throw.
Taking a deep shot here for Hardman. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
Throwing is Lance on 3rd down.
He's airing it out for Williams. Touchdown!
Jamison Williams
with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Commanders get another 3rd quarter touchdown to add on to that lead.
Circle that drive because that might be one to remember. Well executed to give them a little cushion.
Well, let's take it into the boxing ring. You talked about them commanding it, keeping the fight where they wanted to, whether it was in the center of the ring or putting them on the ropes because it was jab, jab, jab. And finally, the haymaker to put that drive away.
Extra point right down the middle. And the lead is up to 15 now. A drive that time of 6 plays.
And it was Jamison Williams wrapping things up with a touchdown.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
And the Giants ready to come out now.
Right now, Charles, it just feels like they're trying to keep pace. They did score the touchdown last time out, but they still trail by double digits here. We'll see if this offense is once again up to the task.
Yeah, and I think that after the last drive, they've got to be pretty revved up, don't you think? Everything they were doing was working.
Oh, for the 3rd time, Jackson going to be intercepted.
Picked by Kendall Fuller. Week after week, we're seeing plays like this from him. And I think he's in line. We've discussed it before for NFL Defensive Player of the Year.
And a big reason why, I think, is because of his ball skills. And that's something that, for guys of his position, they've talked about it for years. They've done the drills. But they've really increased it in recent seasons because of the offense have gotten so good. He knows how to take the ball away. That is huge for a defender.
Lance now on 1st down. And this nearly an interception, but it's incomplete. Well, a turnover really would have helped him there, but not to be.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10.
Lance, that's out to the flat for Gibson.
It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
I believe I could see what they were trying to do there, but unfortunately, the back ran out of room. Too close to the sideline. And for defenders, we're often taught, 11 on the field, those sidelines can become the 12th defender. It worked to the defense's advantage on that play.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long.
Here's Lance to throw it.
Being chased, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
Finally hauled down for the first time this game. Multiple defenders in there to drop him. 3rd and long. You knew that he was going to throw it. He just couldn't find anybody to throw it to.
Yeah, and it shouldn't have been a surprise, but that was perfect execution of their nickel defense. That 5th defensive back, the extra defender, he really tightened up things downfield in coverage, and they were able to get to him in the pocket.
So on fourth down, Ron Rivera sends out the field goal unit. From the left hash, it's a 42-yard attempt. And his kick is right there. It's good, and that will extend their lead even further.
So the interception set him up with terrific field position, but 3 points, the end result.
Yeah, we can make this one pretty simple, partner. You always want to end drives with points, but that's one that you're going to look back on and probably say, we should have done better there.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22.
The Giants offense now gets ready to head back onto the field.
I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. They go play action with Jackson. And his throw here is incomplete. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Jackson. And he'll find Pittman. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. Well, they only needed a small gain on 3rd down. They end up getting over 30 yards.
Already over 1,000 yards receiving this season. That catch is just going to add to his total. Certainly not resting on his laurels. He's trying to continue to gain as many yards as possible and continue this big season.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Here's Jackson to throw. This one to Slayton over the middle.
And he's going to be taken down at about the 33.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 33-yard line.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Jackson. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. On 3rd down, Barkley. And he'll be tackled about 2 yards shy of the line to gain. A 1-yard pickup leads to 4th down.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a force of nature at the defensive tackle position. Yes, he's as big as they come, but still plenty agile. He's able to make a nice play there to swallow up the ball carrier.
Now Zane Gonzalez for the field goal try. From the right hash and call it an even 50 yards. Gonzalez's kick is good, and that'll get the deficit down to 15.
So that maybe not exactly what they were hoping for, but it does get them back within a couple of scores.
And at this point in the 3rd quarter, you don't have much margin for error, and that means you can't have drives that end with nothing. Whether it's a punt, a turnover on downs, those have to go away. You have to end with a kick, either a field goal or an extra point after a touchdown.
And he'll wind up getting a couple extra yards here for his trouble and bringing it out of the end zone as he's down at the 27.
Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, I think you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
It's still 3rd quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
He's going to be out of bounds on what's going to wind up being the final play of quarter number 3. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we've played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
On 3rd down, Robinson.
And he won't be close to a 1st down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down.
When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
A 47-yard punt, maybe a couple on the return. And it'll be Giant football, 1st and 10. New York set to take the field. Their defense was able to force the punt. That's the good news. But this is still a 2-score game, and they need points on this drive and in a relatively quick manner. Play action. It's Jackson. He'll find a man over the middle. It's Pittman. And he'll be dropped at the 36. It's a good gain of 18 on a play that originated back at the 18.
Good yardage on the completion there. And when they look at the scoreboard, they do understand a field goal is not going to do them any good. My guess, they're going to press the ball downfield as far as possible, try and throw it into the end zone and get a score because they know they've got to get that done and get the ball back as quickly as possible.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Here's Jackson. They'll set up the screen to Barkley. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. Not what they had in mind there. That's going to go as a loss of 4. Fourth quarter, every drive so critical, and you figure they only get one more shot after this, so a touchdown's imperative on this drive.
It is, but you also have to think to yourself in play calling, don't hold anything back. Don't save it for the second touchdown. You got the first one for the second one to even matter.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Jackson.
And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. Here's Jamie Gillendown as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. 46 on his first kick. This one in that neighborhood as well. This is taken at the 23. 8 yards on the return following a punt of 41.
And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10.
A look at Washington as they come onto the field.
Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
This offense has had a lot to like in this game. I don't know that last play, though, is going to make the highlight reel.
It's not going to make the highlight reel, but it will be the focus of the film session that the team has to sit through. I've sat through those before. Never any fun. You're always excited about your good plays, and they actually fast forward through those. All right, that was good. All right, great. They get to the bad ones and really illuminate them. Not cool.
Now on 2nd and 13, Lance. And he can't get away from the pressure. The Giants get there.
Dropped for a loss of 7 by multiple defenders.
Well, it was 2nd long. Now it's 3rd and even longer. They're going in the wrong direction here.
Because they're moving them exactly the way they want to, but you're exactly right. Definitely going in the wrong direction for the offensive guys.
Five in the secondary now for the Giants here on 3rd.
Here's Lance.
He's airing it out for Williams. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. Here's Tressway now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. 47 yards on the punt that time, just 1 yard on the return.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
And New York set to take the field.
Defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10.
His throw incomplete. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Now Jackson. Complete. It's Johnson. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. Jackson now. And able to catch it on the left sideline, but they're going to rule him out of bounds. So it'll be incomplete, certainly one they'd like to have back as it brings up fourth down. On fourth down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. And all deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football.
Fumble on the play. Recovered by the receiving team.
Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here.
They've got a chance now to put this game away following that last defensive stop and punt.
Now a handoff to start it out. Robinson.
Azeez Ojulari there on the tackle.
The ball carrier. He's taken down at the 17-yard line. 1 yard gain.
On 2nd and 9. Lance. Oh, he dropped it. They were looking for him in the middle third. He couldn't catch it. Now third down.
For Jahan Dotson. Incomplete.
From the gun, it's Lance.
Yeah, this is caught, but I don't think he stayed in bounds. No, he didn't. It's incomplete. The throw took him past the boundary, and it's fourth. And now the punter, Tress Way, as he sends this one away. It'll be a 39-yard punt, 4 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. The New York set to take the field.
Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there. It was a quick 3 and out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's second down. From the gun, Jackson.
Eyes the crossing route, and he finds Pittman. And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line.
You cannot write these guys off just yet, not with a quarterback like that under center.
You mean it actually crossed your mind with him running the team that you could actually maybe write this game off?
Not yet.
Not a chance. Not with him. We've seen it too many times.
Jackson on first down. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. So line of scrimmage still at 39 on 2nd and 10.
Meanwhile, Jackson's throw taken in by Slayton. And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line.
Again, Jackson. And that is incomplete. So coming on now is the field goal unit. They're going to try for 3, and he'll need all the leg he's got here. This will be from 56 yards out. And that is no good. And the deficit will hold at 15.
And anytime you see a kicker trot out and try to run for 56 yards, you know everything's got to come off perfectly for it to have a chance. If the laces aren't quite right, if he doesn't hit the fat part of the ball just right, it's unlikely to go through, and that one winds up no good.
A look at Washington as they come onto the field.
Their defense was able to hold serve, albeit with a little help from that missed field goal as they settle in now 1st and 10.
They begin the drive with, and he lost the football. And who's got it? The Giants.
Partner, that one looked like it was over. I mean, they had control, had the football, and the defense had to make a play in order to keep them in the game. That's exactly what they did.
And now that door ajar, 2-score game, so hold on here, not done in the 4th. And now out come the Giants.
They trail by 2 scores in the 4th, and their defense did its job getting the fumble recovery. A time to see what this offense has left in the tank.
After the fumble recovery, it's Jackson.
And that one too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
Now this throw caught left side. And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line.
A gain of
And passing yardage is now up over 350 in this game. Pretty nice performance.
Definitely that, which usually means you're putting a lot of pressure on guys trying to cover. If you're a defensive back and they put over 350 yards on you, you've had a long day. The key to everything, if you're doing it without throwing interceptions or turning the ball over.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Barkley, inside handoff. A pretty decent gain on the tough run before he's brought down at the 25. 64 yards rushing for him now to this point.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there. I'm going to tackle this guy. By the fourth,
Barkley hit and the ball pops free. And it's Washington that scoops it up. And his guys are going to get the football at the 23-yard line. He has been a workhorse for them in this game, and ball security hasn't been an issue until that point.
Yeah, and let's face it, when he's going to carry the ball that many times, he becomes more and more of a target for the defense, knowing that he's going to be the primary guy. They'll just send more and more players towards him, trying to make sure they knock the ball free.
They start on the ground with Robinson here. He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard. To throw, it's Lance. Looking for McLaurin, and he's got him. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. That one covers 24 yards. It's a 1st down. Well, there's your leading receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage, putting on another clinic, well over 100 yards.
Are we taking notes? We should be, right? Because I'm going to go back and watch this tape and really enjoy what I'm seeing. The route running, competing for the football, just breaking down a defense.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. Straight ahead, it's Robinson. And he's going to get stopped up quickly. Give him a yard down to the 43. On 2nd and 9, Lance. Complete, it's Dotson. And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line. And the Giants will go with 6 defensive backs here on 3rd. They'll run with Gibson. And he's got the first as they'll bring him down at the 28-yard line. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks. Starting to become a tough spot for this defense. You're down 4th quarter, looking a little fatigued maybe on that side of the ball.
Partner, we've seen this before, haven't we? Because every coach we've ever talked to says body language is important. And now you're seeing guys with their hands on their hips, they're bent over, hands on their knees. And the offensive guys, they're just saying, let's just keep running it out, and we've got them now.
On 1st down, Lance. Finding Hardman here over the middle. And they're going to get this down inside the 20. The passing game continues to be their friend. Even with a stable lead here in the 4th, Charles, they're going back to that well.
Yeah, with their overall philosophy, you know that they trust their quarterback. He's been able to throw it well. If they continue to throw these safe passes, who can blame them?
On 2nd and inches, Lance. And he's going to drop this one down to Gibson. And the Commanders are going to have a 1st and goal as he'll be taken down at the 7-yard line.
Partner, I like that they're staying aggressive on offense because, to me, this drive is what is known as a put-away drive. You score here, that might put this one to bed. I like the fact that they're playing with confidence and not playing with fear.
A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal. Working from the gun, Lance. He's got it. And just shy of the goal line as he's out of bounds right at the 1. Robinson is into the end zone. Touchdown, Washington. Everybody in the stadium knew what they were going to do right there, CD. 3 tight ends on the field, all that extra bulk, and they run it in.
And you saw where that one went, right? You run it over your best blocker. I can just see the head coach right now. I want to run this one over the big boy. And they got it done.
Extra point attempt here still to come. And the lead opens up now to 22 points. That time a 9-play drive.
And it was capped off by the touchdown run from Brian Robinson. Kick team out there for the Commanders as they send this one away. And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play.
Jackson hit, and he lost the football.
And it's Washington that scoops it up.
And they will take over at the 29-yard line. And I don't know that that fumble is going to matter a whole lot. You look at the deficit here in the fourth, it doesn't matter. The coach on the sideline still scratching his head.
Yeah, not only scratching his head, but probably writing a note or two about, we're going to address this come practice next week because maybe that's the reason we're down this far. Doesn't matter at this point, but being sloppy throughout the game, not going to help him improve.
On the give, here's Robinson to about the 26 here.
Making the play defensively, Carl Lawson. And we are inside of 2 minutes left in this lopsided affair.
So it's Commanders football as we get back to it.
And the scoreboard on their side, they're just looking to melt away these final couple of minutes and put this one in the left-hand column.
Second down and a run by Robinson. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains.
Again, it's Robinson. And this won't do it. He needed 6. He only got halfway there.
Well, this was just simply excellent defense. On this third down, they had to be alert for the possibility of a pass, but that didn't stop them at all from understanding what was going on when they decided to run the football, and they just swarmed and stopped them for almost no gain.
And his kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further.
So they got the turnover started with great field position, but in the end, the defense able to hold firm, and they only get 3 out of it.
And I like what you said right there. That defense able to hold firm, backed up into the shadow of their own end zone. The goalpost right behind them. They had to make sure they didn't give up the 6. And, boy, they came through in a big way. To them, even though they gave up 3, that's a win for their side.
And New York set to take the field.
Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, it's a good way of pointing things out because now it's not a total loss because, as you said, they've scored some points, so there's some plays they can build on, moments where the game plan actually worked. But overall, though, they were just out-personnel. They were going up against a team that's playing at an elite level.
The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 18 seconds remaining. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Now it's Jackson.
Again, it's Johnson.
Now another timeout called for by the offense. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play.
2nd down and 3.
Throwing is Jackson. And he drops it incomplete, and their struggles continue here. Jackson looking to throw on third. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today.
And the Commanders are going to have the short field here as they'll take over right at the 50.
If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
Washington about to close this one out as they are down to a knee. Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but boy, their offense was on fire in this ball game.
And partner, I have no idea what the top speed is on one of those high-end sports cars. What's the top gear you can get into? This offense, they certainly were there in this one, huh? Everything clicking for them in this contest, the kind of performance that they're going to cherish.
So for Washington, they make NFL history with this, their 17th win without a loss. A perfect 17-0 on the regular season.
And now they'll have the week off as they get set to go after a Super Bowl title. Meanwhile, for the Giants,
the loss means they finish with a mark of 10 wins and 7 losses.
And it's going to be finger-crossing time as we await the final shakedown of this year's playoff picture.